What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. It is SteadyChaos Productions here. Thank you for stopping by. So a little bit of gaming news today came out. There was a survey done in the UK by MCV here. This website I've never been to, but it's MCV UK. So they specialize in like video gaming, news, tech news, that kind of stuff. And they say over half of gamers intend to buy next-gen console within 3 months of launch, with the PS5 the clear favorite. Okay, that's not particularly surprising. Many of us knew that the PS5 was the clear favorite. It's just coming off of all this momentum from this current generation of the PS4, selling well over 100 million units at this point, where I think the Xbox One is somewhere around 41 million units. But the article goes on to get more interesting. So, the findings come via a wide-ranging survey of over 3,000 pop culture fans in the UK, undertaken by pop culture agency Experience 12. So, data was collected between June 25th and July 2nd. 80% of respondents between 18 and 34, yada yada, we don't care so much about that. Most people that play games are going to be between 18 and, 40? So they said, when asked, this is the big one right here, when asked to choose which upcoming console they were most excited about, 84% names PlayStation 5 compared to 15% who were most anticipating the Xbox Series X. Ouch! That has gotta hurt for Microsoft to see that. Man, I mean, this was taken, like we said, between June 25th and July 2nd. So today is, July 29th. So this is well before the most recent Xbox game show we just had, where they unveiled Halo Infinite gameplay. And that was not received well by most of the gaming community. Sure, the game looks fun, but the problem is it was underwhelming. It looks like the same old Halo. It doesn't look like 343 has done much to really advance Halo to make the game look next gen. All the guns, environments all look the same. And I've already made a video about this prior, so if you're more interested in getting my detailed thoughts on Halo Infinite, check that out. There'll be a link in the description below to check that video. But if they were, I'm interested to see if they were to take this survey now, knowing what we know now about Halo Infinite and what the gameplay looks like, would it even be 84%? Maybe it'd be closer to 90% of the respondents would prefer the PlayStation 5. Oh man, Microsoft and Phil Spencer, they do not like seeing news and poll results like this. It does not bode well for Microsoft. They're already playing catch up, like I said, this generation. If we take a look at the sales chart, let's do that now. Best-selling video game consoles of all time by units sold. So we just look at how Sony has done with this current generation, really outfoxing and outmaneuvering the Microsoft Xbox One and Xbox One X. So this list of sales figures was compiled, let's see, January 2020, posted October 30th. So it was updated May 13th right here of 2020, so it's pretty recent, within the last few months here. We have the PlayStation 2 is the #1 seller of all time. The PlayStation 4, 106 million units, making it the 4th best-selling piece of hardware in terms of video games of all time. I believe now I've seen the most up-to-date numbers. It's around 108 million, just over that number. And we still have quite a bit of lifespan left, I'd say, in the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this end up somewhere around 115 to 125 million before it's all said and done. But yeah, the PlayStation 4, this gen, 106 million. You have the Xbox One at around 41, probably more like 42 or 43 million now, but 41 million at the time these numbers were compiled. And the Switch, the lowly Nintendo Switch, and I shouldn't call it lowly because there's a lot of people out there that really enjoy Nintendo and the Switch and Nintendo products and Nintendo exclusives. I am not one of them. I just feel like their games are geared towards children, and I cannot get past that. I don't know. Say what you want about me, but their products do not appeal to me anymore. I used to like them when I was younger, but not so much now. But even the Switch, with its limited software support from third-party developers, has outsold the Xbox One this generation. To show you how far Microsoft has fallen, and how much ground they have to gain. So last generation with the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, I had an Xbox 360. I loved it. Despite the fact that the Xbox 360 launch was horrid with all the hardware issues and melting graphics cards, basically, Xbox 360's overheating left and right. It sold a solid 85 million units, the Xbox 360 did, last generation. And that rivaled the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 only sold 88 million units. So neck and neck were Xbox and Microsoft last generation. And then now you have the PlayStation, like I said, at around, the PlayStation 4 now around 108 million units sold. And the Xbox One around 42 or 43 million units sold. So they have really lost ground this generation. The Xbox One was really underpowered when it came out in 2013 compared to the PlayStation 4. And the bane of Microsoft's existence has been that lack of first-party support, that lack of killer apps. They just don't have the first-party talent to put out new great IPs on a regular basis like Sony does. They're trying. Microsoft has, in recent months, in preparation for the launch of the Xbox Series X, they're trying with the acquisition of several studios. We'll see how that pans out next generation. But needless to say, I just wanted to touch on this. You know, Microsoft did not do well this generation, and based on surveys that we're seeing here out of the UK, granted this is not the United States, this is the UK, but based out of the UK, 84% of 3,000 respondents say that they are most interested in the PlayStation 5. That is not good for Microsoft to see. I don't see how they're going to gain ground with numbers like that, and especially when you consider, like I said, this poll was put together prior to the unveiling of Halo Infinite gameplay, which was very, very underwhelming, no matter how you slice it. It'll be interesting to see how Microsoft plays this going forward. It seems like Microsoft is trying to carve out more of a Games Pass type niche, more of a Netflix of gaming type niche, where they have what's called Xbox Games Pass, and they're trying to use that monthly subscription service to kind of carve out their video gaming niche there. Because when it comes to first-party exclusives, the ultimate single-player experience or experiences, and selling video game hardware, they are far, far behind Sony. Sony has had a slew of excellent first-party exclusives that have come out for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro this generation, with, you know, Days Gone, Death Stranding for a period of time, you know, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. Drive Club, which was underwhelming at its launch, but turned into a pretty solid game. I'm sure I'm missing them. There's so many. Detroit Become Human, and then you have Microsoft, and then don't forget Horizon Zero Dawn. There's so many exclusives on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro. I can't even remember all of them. There's so many of them. When you look at Microsoft, what do you think of? You think of Halo, and you think of Forza Motorsport, and you think of Gears of War. 3 tried and true first-party games or exclusive games that they've had in their arsenal for some time now. They really haven't branched out very much from that. So here's to hoping, I'm legitimately hoping that Microsoft can get their act together a little bit, that they can start to create more killer IPs, something that makes me want to buy an Xbox Series X, because without legitimate competition, Sony is just going to sit back and they're going to glide through this next generation. I think competition is generally good for the consumer, and so hopefully we get it with this upcoming generation. But right now, based on what we're seeing with this survey, it is not looking good for Microsoft. Let's pray, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pray for Microsoft. And with that said, I'm pretty much done here. I just wanted to throw that out there into the ether. I want to get your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about this upcoming generation? What do you think about this poll where 84% of respondents prefer the PlayStation 5, or are most excited about the PlayStation 5 anyway? How do you feel as though that bodes for Microsoft going forward into the next generation? So if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Take care.